everyone knows my next guest up here, and we're very, very fortunate to have Cody up here at the club a lot now. This is his office right here. He's usually here in the corner, unless there's balls being shanked over the net, and then you'll see him go over there. And he's, yeah, that's okay, Danny. I know that was you. That's fine. So, you know, you get a chance to talk to him every day, and it's just a testament to how kind and well brought up Cody is with everyone here at the club, especially these little guys on the end here, these juniors. He's a mentor to them and a great human being. But I'm gonna have him come up here. Come up here, Cody Blick, everybody.
Thanks for having me. Thank you for having me. What's going on here, Jay?
Okay, if you come this way, I think you'll be fine.
Is it?
We'll get you away from those speakers.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
How about another round of applause for Sabrina? How good was that? Come on. A lot of pressure here.
Yeah, it's not easy being up there.
Not after that, that's for sure.
So Cody, why don't you loosen up a little bit, then I'm going to turn it right over to you. So a quick story, Cody turned professional in January of this year, really to get onto the Canadian tour, and talked with his parents, we had a chat, he went, sought some advice, and we decided let's go for this. So standout collegiate career, 5 individual wins, San Jose State, broke all school records, and this was it. We were going to take a jump here and go into the professional ranks. So we prepped for 2 months, we hit balls, did a lot of work, went down to Carlton Oaks, qualifying site for the PGA Canadian Tour, and I was lucky enough, I felt lucky to be on Cody's golf bag that week, and we rented a house. Dave came down, we had a good brocation. Where's Dave? Brocation, Dave.
Brocation.
Yeah, and we had a great time, but knuckled down on the golf course, and Cody produced rounds of 67, 69, 74, 75 to tie for 6th place and get his Canadian Tour qualifying card for the season. And let me tell you, it's not easy going down there and playing, and Cody was as cool as a cucumber, I think, and I'm on the golf bag, and you know, after the first 2 rounds we're leading the tournament by 2 strokes, and then the trouble is you go off late in the day when you're the leader. We didn't tee off till, was it 2:30? 2:30, the last 2 rounds, and it's on the ocean, so of course the wind's blowing, and it wasn't easy going out there. And we got through the last 2 rounds, and I know leaving that place that evening, Dave was down there, and Dave and I are hugging each other because we got our tour card. And Cody's just not happy with the way he played. He finished 6th place. He just wants to leave. He wants to get In-N-Out Burger, and he just wants to go home. But Dave and I are celebrating, and anyway, Cody was off to Canada. And I was very fortunate to be with Cody on that first event in Canada and stand on that first tee with him when they called his name. Now on the tee, Roundhill Country Club, Cody Blick. That was really a cool moment. And piped it down the middle, knocked it on the green, and had a 20-footer for birdie. So, great situation. Just quickly, and then I'm going to let Cody talk. Cody had 14 scores in the 60s this season on the Canadian Tour in 10 tournaments. Pretty good. Low round was 8 under 64. That was in the Cape Breton Open in Nova Scotia. If you wonder where they go on the Canadian Tour, that's east of east, right?
It's out there.
Yeah, that's out there. And finished 10th place. And then Cody qualified at Boundary Oaks for the web.com event at TPC Stonebrae, and went down there, qualified with 67 at Boundary Oaks. They only gave 3 qualifying spots with 150 players. He got 1 of them. So now we go after the big leads, TPC Stonebrae. And Cody produced rounds of 69, 68, 68, 69 to not only make the cut, but finished very high up the field in his first web.com event. So fantastic achievement there. We had a great time out there. We had a fantastic entourage on Sunday. If you were there, it was great.
What a gang. Yeah, that was
We
awesome.
must have had 30 spectators out there, whooping and hollowing.
I think we had the most people out there.
We did, more than everybody. And I can promise you, I was lucky. I went to the Masters this year, and for 2 days, I had more fun following this boy for 2 rounds We had such a good time, right, Dave, Carla? Out there, following him around the golf course, seeing him play so well for 4 days out there at TPC. Cody's scoring average this season was 70.56. He hit 82% of his fairways and 68% of his greens, and his driving average was 291 yards. He averaged 4 birdies per round, and we'll talk about this more now, but I learned a lot this year with Cody, just on how to play golf for a living. And there's a lot more to it than hitting the golf ball. So anyway, Cody, how you feeling?
Oh, good.
All right.
Really good.
Great. So Cody, what are you hitting now?
This is 7-iron.
Okay.
Yeah. Do we have any club suggestions here? Anyone? Come on. Yes.
Mid-80s, 285, 288, and now you're up. What did you do to extend that?
That's a really good question. You know, a lot of it is just more efficient mechanics. A lot of you know I used to be pretty far on my left side, which is good for accuracy. You stay on your left and you turn. Gary and I fixed that a little bit, and other than that, it's just stretching and hitting the gym, really. I mean, you watch these guys, Gary and I and some of the other guys, we went out to Napa, and all the guys on tour, they're big guys. I mean, John Rahm from Arizona State, I played with him last year, and he's put on 25 pounds at least.
Yeah, he's a big kid.
He is a big boy, yeah. So yeah, that's all it is, really. Just swing mechanics, and for a lot of people here, it's stretching, honestly. The more you can turn your shoulders back, the bigger the swing, the faster it goes. I mean, that's all it really is. I mean, you hit the ball far,
We haven't lost the ball for a year.
I
So
believe it.
yeah, hit a couple more, Cody.
All right.
So you know, we've now formed Team Cody, and Team Cody gets bigger all the time. So Team Cody's got his golf coach sitting here, and we now have a mental coach, Matt Park, who works for Cody. We have a fitness coach, and your fitness coach is a brute, Cody.
He is intense. Is he here? Where is he?
Anyone know Brett Hedigan? Brett is intense, and he scares me. I'm not going to go that close to him, right? But he's starting to work with Cody and really get him into shape. And then none of this is possible without a fantastic family. I love the Blake family. I got Dave and Carla, and I got Roy, Ron, and PJ here, grandparents, right here. Round of applause, grandparents in the crowd. And of course Connor, who, Cody, why don't you hit a couple? I'm going to talk about Connor real quick.
All right, yeah.
So Connor had a fantastic week last week. So last year, Cody won the Alistair McKenzie Invitational, and Connor played last week for St. Mary's, and this was at the Meadow Club, and Connor shot 10 under par for 3 rounds. Connor shot 66, 68, 69 for an individual 6th place finish, which was a fantastic performance. Cody, Dave, they're out there watching him play. And Connor's had such a great last couple of months in the tournament season. He played in the NCGA Regionals last year and shot 2 rounds of 68 and finished as a tie for 12th place. And this is the best collegiate kids in the country. And this year has a scoring average of 71.34, which is the 6th lowest in team history. And this is Connor Blick. And Connor was going to be here last week, but he's playing at Poppy Hills this week, and I called his golf coach, and he wouldn't let him come tonight because he had to practice. So I tried, but Connor, we love you, we miss you, and we'll be watching you in the years to come, because Connor's got tremendous talent, and quite often it's a little overshadowed by his big brother, but he's starting to shine through, and he's going to surprise a few people. Would you agree with that, Code?
I feel a wind coming here pretty soon.
Yeah, I can feel a wind coming.
So, Cody, 291,
Yes.
how does that compare to the other guys on the
Very average, very average. The thing about Canada, you know, the stats are a little skewed in that the holes are so narrow that most guys aren't hitting driver all over the place. And you know, that's one strategy. You could go 3-iron, 7-iron, or you could hit driver and have wedge. But you know, it's a little risky. But yeah, I hit driver pretty much all over the place. So if you look, I might be a little longer on the stats, but I'm very average, definitely. I mean, they're,
Didn't you say in college you were quite a bit below that?
Oh,
How
definitely.
about when I came to this thing last year?
oh, I was way below.
That's
Definitely.
it's the same. It's just
It is. Yeah, you know, I picked up a bit of distance, but it's the same guys.
putting's still the strength of your game.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, if you can't putt, you can't play golf, essentially.
Terry, would you
Yes.
say these elite players, what portion of putting is mechanical versus mental?
So what portion of putting is mechanical versus mental? I'd say it's 5% mechanical and 95% mental. I mean, Cody, we struggled at the beginning of the year with your putting, and we got into the Dr.
Big
Bob
time.
Rotella,
You can't play golf.
putting out of your mind.
It was terrible.
Yeah, and it really changed how you thought about putting, right?
Oh, it's a great book. I mean, any Bob Rotella book is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Putting out of your mind is, it gets you so out of mechanics and so into the target, and that's all it is, really.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a poor putter, odds are you're thinking about stroke. You know, I'm gonna bring my dad up here. No offense, Dad.
Uh-oh.
We were on, what was it, 6?
Yes.
I think it was on 6th green. And he's standing over this putt, and he looks at the hole, he's set up, he comes back to the ball, and he's still looking, and he's still looking, and he's still looking at the ball, right? And I said, Dad, I can see you thinking about how to make a stroke, right? I can watch him lecture himself on the perfect stroke. And, you know, he's sitting there 18 feet away, it was breaking pretty good. I said, you know, try looking at the hole, get set, come back to the ball and go immediately, right? You just hit your target. And I think you made it.
I did.
Yeah, so, you know, it's one of those things where even the swing, if you just get up, look at the target and hit the target, I mean, it's going to go down the line pretty much every time.
Yeah, I mean, we work on mechanics a little bit, but that's reserved for the putting green. And once you get on the golf course, you've got to let it go a little bit. You've got to trust it, see your line, and just release it through there. Cody's been pretty humble there on his strengths. I mean, I've caddied a lot for Cody over the last year, quite a bit in tournament play, and there's nothing better. It's an absolute kick to caddy for Cody. And when you get it going, you start making some birdies. And I'm not going to repeat that ridiculous story of me going to the wrong tee during tour school. We've already brought that up. But I did. I went to the wrong tee. Those of you that I'm pacing off like Steve Williams, and I'm standing there, and I'm like, where the heck are they? And I'm looking at the yardage book. I'm like, wait a minute, there's no tree in the middle of the fairway. And I have to go running around the corner because I'm on the wrong tee for about 10 minutes waiting by myself. So, no, Cody's tremendously consistent. His ball striking sets him apart. And this year, at TPC Stonebrae on that practice tee, I'd never seen him swing the club better. Absolutely beautiful golf swings, control, balance, form. And that week, probably the putting was the poorest part of your game.
Oh,
And yet you still shot 4 rounds in the 60s, and it's not easy to do that if you're not putting well. But there's always something to work on. So we got any questions for Cody?
What's his schedule for next year?
What's your schedule for next year, Cody?
next year it's just Canada and, where is he? Where's Mr. McKnight? There he is. Yeah, just Canada and Monday qualifiers. You know, Canada is a great route. It is. The money's not good at all. They pay in the Canadian dollar. It's pretty poor. But it's really good experience, and that's why I like Canada. A lot of guys spend their time just going to Monday qualifiers, and yeah, that's fine. It's really expensive. You're booking a flight, a hotel for 5 nights, going for 1 round of golf, and if you don't shoot 65 or 6, you're coming right back home, right? So that's a quick $1,000 down the drain. So for me, I think Canada's a good route. We learned a lot this year, and it's only 5 spots. We moved the web, but if you play good, I mean, they're beatable. Everybody's beatable, right? Yeah, come on.
Your question?
Yes.
The one thing you've learned that you need to do to get to the next level above your competition?
Great question. So the question was, what's the one thing I need to do or improve on to get to the next level above Canada? And if you watch the guys on tour, they all have a set schedule, right? They fly in on Monday. Maybe they do drills on the range on Monday. They play 9 on Tuesday. They play 9 on Wednesday. They have it down to the hour, what they're doing. And we went up to Canada, and we didn't have any of that. You know, we would show up, you know, I feel like hitting balls, I gotta work on this. And it was just kind of all over the place, right? And it seems like the guys on tour are always in a routine. You know, where they fly into, what rental car, you know, when they're hitting balls, when they're putting. And I think that's something we improved on pretty tremendously. And it just, you know, every week you're experiencing new things. You know, you're at a new place, new golf course, new facility. And that gives you something that's pretty consistent, right, that you can build off of. So I think that was the one thing.
Yeah, I think this year was such a learning curve, and I wrote at the bottom here, there's more to playing tournament golf than hitting the golf ball. And I think that's the area. Next year, when we go back up there, you're going to know the golf courses, you know where to stay, you know what the competition is, you know the best way to fly. How many miles did you drive across Canada this summer, Cody?
It was almost 8,000 miles in 7 weeks.
Yeah. 8,000 miles in a Nissan Juke, which it's a nice car.
It's a great car.
It's a great car, but you're in a Nissan Juke for 8,000 miles.
No, and back to your question, Mr. Ritchie, you know, the other thing the guys do on tour is, we were in Napa, like I said, and Justin Thomas hit a 7-iron on a par 3, had to be 50 yards left, right? Not even close. And now he comes back this week and he's leading the tournament, right? And it's the way these guys react to poor shots. We saw Harris English on the second hole hit a terrible
shot. Yeah.
Terrible shot. And he walks off the tee like nothing happened. Right? You didn't even see it, right? And these guys are so mellow. You know, a lot of the Canadian guys are sitting there breaking clubs and losing their mind, right? But these guys, they're just mellow.
Yeah, it's just another golf shot, and
That's all it
next,
is.
what's next? Just go play it, and it's
Exactly.
incredibly level-headed. Okay, Jackie.
Cody, you said that you want more stretching in the gym. What other things gave you more strength?
Okay, so yeah, so basically the question is, what did I do in the gym to give you more strength? And I'm going to tell you, in college, we did a lot of heavy lifting, you know, deadlifts, squats. And when I told Brett Hedigan that, he was laughing at me. I mean, that's the worst thing you could do for a golfer. You know, our coach he trained the football team and the golf team, right? So that's not a great mix, right? So now it's more, you know, I'm not going to get super into it, but it's more resistance training, right? It's not heavy weights. That's how you're going to hurt yourself. You know, a lot of guys do yoga. I mean, it sounds weird, but yoga is awesome. I mean, for a golfer, that's as good as you can get. You know, build strength and do stretching at the same time. So, yeah, it's not heavy lifting anymore. It was, but
No, but we're going to bulk up, right? We're putting on some pounds.
gallon of milk a day.
Brett's Hedigan's got you drinking, what, 8 eggs in the morning raw?
I think he said 6. He said 6.
You said 6? Okay, let's start with 4 and we'll see how that goes.
Gary's got a man crush.
Cody's on this thing where he's trying to drink a gallon of milk a day, and I don't know. How does that go down, Cody?
Not good.
No, not good at all, right? Okay, Cody, let's hit 3 more balls,
All right.
and then we're going to have a little fun here. We're going to have a couple of
I'm
games.
looking forward to it.
What do you fancy hitting down there? Do you want to, what do you fancy? Do you want to go 3-wood over the tree?
I can do that.
Yeah? Okay, we're going to go over this tree here with a little 3-wood. So Cody, what do you do when you want to hit the ball a little bit higher?
Go higher. Yeah,
Yeah.
you put it up in your stance, essentially. You know, it's funny, I was watching this video of Tiger Woods and Anthony Kim were putting on a clinic about ball position. And you have Tiger up there first, and he said, you know, he went through it mathematically, it's all perfect. But Anthony Kim said, you know, one day I could be playing a pitching wedge off my back foot or my front foot. He said it just depends on the day, right? And I think a lot of people need to play that way. If it's going too low, put it up in your stance. And if it's going too high, put it back in your stance, right?
Just like that.
That's all it is.
Just like that. So easy, I know. So for those of you, where are you aiming, Cody?
Basically over this tree trunk right here, this little
All right.
V of a tree trunk.
So right over the head of this 5-year-old, basically. Another thing you can do when you want to hit it higher, if you get a slightly wider stance and you bend your knees just a little bit, you'll find you can hit that ball really high. And you just kind of sit down on the shot a little bit. Oh! We trimmed the tree, Code.
Man.
Trim the tree.
Tree trimming, huh?
Okay, we're going to hit this one a little bit higher.
That's right.
Yeah, thank you, Carol, for that. Swing tip, Carol Lowitz.
Closer to the front foot.
She about hit tomorrow, 9
That's all
o'clock.
we're doing.
So Cody's probably got 15 degrees on that 3-wood, so not easy to hit it up over that tree. So you're just going to feel like you're just going to get a little more underneath there. There you go, right over the tree.
That's a little better, right?
Very nice. Okay, Ryan, have you got your driver ready? No, Cody doesn't want any part
I don't
of
want
this.
it.
He doesn't want any part of the long drive.
This kid hits it so far.
Last year, Ryan hit it. What'd you do, Ryan? 327. But yeah, really. Cody, yeah, you might want to move that back. So Ryan, where are you going from? Right here? Okay.